Hello?
Greetings and good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us, and we are going to be discussing the massive collaboration project, A Very Brony Hearth Warming, which was an idea that first got started in November, but before we get into that, I'd like to introduce each of our guests, starting with Mr. Silverquill.
I saw some of you folks in the chat talking about shipping. You go sit in the corner. Think about what you've done.
And then we have Miss KP, who has also invited a friend of hers to take part. If you two want to introduce yourselves.
Who is it?
You can't put that much pressure on me.
What's your name?
I'm Michaela. I don't feel like being creative right now.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
She's my sidekick for the evening, guys.
I'm
my
glad to have you with us.
superhero.
And we also have Miss Sweetie Bloom. Say hi.
Happy holidays, everybody.
And we have Mr. Anthony C. as well.
You can all get stuffed.
Oh, full on
Hello.
Ebenezer here.
Humbug. Merry Christmas.
We were also expecting Dusty Cat as well as Reverie I'm a Toon Link.
Not giving everyone the finger, Doctor.
I'm not planning on it. They haven't shown up yet, but maybe they'll be joining us later in the call.
What gives, guys? Not good enough.
So,
Dusty Cat's not here.
as many of you already may know, a number of us involved in the A Very Brony Hearth Warming project were also involved in the Nightmare Night 2014 video on Anthony C's channel back in October.
Except for me, because I wasn't invited, Anthony.
I'm sorry, I can't help what the Baron has in his little coconut.
Well, that project was a lot of fun, and it brought people together who had never worked together before. And after that had finished, I was chatting with Dusty Cat one night, only a few days after the release of that Nightmare Night video, and he made the suggestion of what if we made a sort of parody / loving tribute to the Charlie Brown Christmas special. And it was a very intriguing idea. It seemed like quite a monumental idea, but I felt really excited about even just attempting it. I started getting curious, well, how can we possibly make this work? I mean, who would play which character? And at that point, we hadn't really decided who would be involved or who would be playing who or what kind of story angle we could put in. But I started asking people around, like I remember talking to Anthony C. since he had done the bulk of the animating, and his sister Jean had put together all the art assets of our characters for the Nightmare Night project. And they were interested in recreating our characters for this new idea, but at that point we were still needing more characters overall. And I remember talking to Silverquill back in early November, and maybe you can tell everybody what happened after that point, Silver.
Well, he drove a truck full of money up to my front door. wait, sorry, that might have been...
And put a gun to my head.
That's right. It's the old bait and switch. The money then drove away, and all that's left was a gun. But no, Dr. Wolf came to me and he said, we're putting this together. We'd like to have different roles. So we'd already established that since this was Dusty's brainchild, in a sense, along with Dr. Wolf, they'd have the roles of Charlie Brown and Linus. So I thought, well, what's the most absurd role you can have for a hippogriff? I'll be part dog. Why not? My character's already a genetic impossibility. So we resolved that I would become Le Snoopy, but of course with the Silverquill twist, because asking me to be quiet No, not happening.
No, I can't imagine we could ever pull that off.
Why would you
Never.
want it?
You could mute my mic right now, and you'd hear the screams from the horizon. I'm still here! So,
I do remember, though, when I had first messaged you about the possibility of being a part of this project, and we were trying to come up with other ideas about who might else be interested, that was also during the time when you were working with KP doing a review of
keep calm and flutter on.
Keep Calm and Flutter On, yeah. So it was you who suggested, well, maybe KP could play the part of Lucy, if I remember correctly.
It may have had something to do with the fact she threatened me in my own video.
How dare you say that I say John Delancey is a so-so actor. I mean, that's like half of my... That's like one half. No, I'm kidding.
Well, what can I say? I have a secret evil that no one dares witness.
Ah.
Also, I would like to point out that between the three videos I've done with Dr. Wolf, I have been Snoopy, a bullet sandwich, and the Anti-Celestia. I think at this point...
What's your favorite?
Well, I gotta be honest, getting to do my voice as the Anti-Celestia was pretty fun. I didn't try for a Russian accent with the Team Fortress, so who knows. But I'm just trying to wonder if we do another video, what am I supposed to do? I'm kind of running out of extremes here.
I'm sure we'll come up with something. We always
Peel off a mask, reveal I was Princess Luna all along, or something like that.
All right. At that point, we had figured out, I remember that Anthony C., when I had first mentioned this idea to you, you specifically said, ooh, can I be Schroeder? That was your first thought when you first heard about this idea. Why was it that you wanted to be Schroeder of all characters?
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Schroeder's ship with Lucy. No.
That was totally not our hidden intention at all.
It didn't work out the way I wanted, but no, it's all right. I'm a huge. All I meant to say was I'm a huge Beethoven fan.
Okay.
That's it. I always loved Schroeder. I've been a huge Peanuts fan since the time I was a very little kid, and I would sit away and plink away at my piano, but just the way he does. Yes, an aficionado.
Okay.
But were you also a quiet boy growing up? Because we went half the video before we got to get you a speaking line.
Yeah, I was, but I think it's because I was just beat. I was beat after the Halloween special. I had no strength. I had nothing, so I just. You guys take it away. Go on.
Right.
I would have. I watched the video and I loved it, but it's like there's not enough me in this. Nearly enough.
That's next time. I know that you had put, probably more than 60 hours of work into that Nightmare Night video, so it's perfectly understandable that you were a little burned out after finally finishing it.
And I'm telling myself, all right, yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna do this in 20 days. Yeah. I did it. We did it. Like we had a team of three guys.
Yeah, that's Anthony for you.
Great producers and friends and whatnot, and everyone really put in 110%, and they're like, yeah, okay, now what's the next thing? Yeah, get straight into the next thing. I'm like, comatose for the rest of the week. Nope. No, I'm not getting out of bed for the rest of the week. The rest of the month.
Well,
so sad. My poor patrons.
I remember discussing with Dusty about who we could get for the part of Sally, because Sally really only had 2 scenes where she's explaining her letter to Charlie Brown and where she's crushing on Linus. and we weren't entirely sure who we could get to make that work. So then I remembered that Sweetie Bloom not only had taken part in the last project, but she is currently studying to become learning animal science. Is that right?
That's correct. I have a bachelor's degree in animal science, yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if we were going to find any character that could have a very brief moment of coming up and crushing on Dr. Wolf, that would probably be the best fit, even though it's a little bit awkward.
It's not awkward
just
for us.
the cute canine.
But the scene was just, it was too iconic not to include that. But fortunately, that wasn't the biggest shipping joke that we came up with for the whole
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember exactly when was it that we decided that the conversation between Lucy and Snoopy would lead into a shipping joke. Who was it that first came up with that idea?
I'd like to take credit for what little I had in the video. That was me.
Ah.
Those who know me on Skype will not be surprised that I came up with the shipping idea.
Well, that's just like you were saying in your letter to Celeste Korn. Please include the following ships.
Yes, yeah, so both times the word ship came up was me. I was thinking of not putting it in the letter because I thought it might be overkill, but it worked out.
For those who don't know, is this the scene where they're talking and then there's suddenly like mistletoe?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Or Holly, but you know, same
The
difference.
comments section. We've got to address this. Apparently, there's something wrong with the mistletoe.
Yeah, mistletoe. It's technically in the video. It's holly because mistletoe
Picture
has
of holly,
white
so you're
berries
standing
and,
on the holly.
and oval leaves. But
How
I
dare
felt
we
bad because
have
I was the
something
first
wrong.
person. I was the first person to tell him, oh, the holly, the mistletoe's a bit wrong, but that's okay. And then he's like, every 10th comment is the mistletoe's wrong. Like, oh.
He's like, yeah, but they think it's mistletoe.
That's how
They
good we were. They needed something to complain about, and that was it.
It had to be the mistletoe. That was it.
That's right.
There you are, Internet. We're looking out for you. We made a perfect video, but included a couple of little purposeful errors just for you.
Just to
No.
make sure you were paying attention.
Now bow
Yeah, the rest
before
of-
us.
Yes. And while you're down there. Anyway, my contact lens. I've lost one. Anyway, no.
Smooth.
Oh Lord.
But
Yeah. Anyway.
but we should clarify. KP does not like to be shipped with older men who are not John Delancey.
Yeah, what's with
I mean,
that?
I
Look at these
feel like-
comments.
What?
Ship with an older man. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when you make a 20-minute long video dedicated to one person about how awesome they are, then it's kind of inevitable and I've accepted it. But anyone else, nah, no. Like, if I can help it at this point.
Because John Delancey's like 60 now.
And he's married, and he has kids older than me.
Okay.
And then he checks online. It's like, why are people shipping me with a cartoon character?
I don't think he cares. He's in Hollywood.
Yeah,
right.
he's
Oh, yeah.
probably seen a
He has
lot
to-
weirder.
Yeah, he
Senpai
has
still
way
has
too
to
weird
acknowledge me, so, you know, I'll just
Keep in
sit
mind,
here
this is
rotting.
This isn't the only fan base he's part of. You know, Trekkies have probably done some crazy stuff to his character.
Oh god,
He has to
Picard.
wait till he's camping on his lawn to get to his car.
If he's read even one Picard Q fan fiction, I'm sorry, we've lost him forever. And the funny thing is, I've never read a Star Trek fanfic, but I just know it's out there.
Oh, I'm sure. Are you kidding? There are episodes that are essentially a Picard Q ship episode.
Yeah, anyone ever watch SF Debris?
Oh yeah, all the time, every week.
He's a fanfic writer. He wrote something called Unity, which is a bridge between Star Wars and Star Trek. Like he blended them together.
Nice.
Oh. Okay, that's gotta be worth a read.
Ultimate nerd.
But anyway, here we are talking about Star Trek, and
I suppose we better get a little bit back on topic.
the future is too evolved for our simple holidays.
Sorry.
And the commercialism that is Christmas.
I get lost in my fandom, sorry.
I really wish that Dusty was here to explain his side of things, because this was really his suggestion to begin with. Once I had heard the idea, I felt really dedicated to gathering people and gathering resources, and I'm really glad that we were able to get the right people to make this happen. A huge thanks to Reverie in particular, because I know that it wouldn't have been anywhere near as good without his incredible talents with animating.
Magic.
Yes.
And visual humor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even the scene where I mentioned Celestia's been winning the lighting show for 500 years. You look at the Celestia he has, and it's the one from that where she's singing. Just like, oh, you clever fiend.
And it's a break from the stuff he usually does too, which is usually very short.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see he can concentrate to a long thing, and it came out well.
I don't know if people always appreciate how much work goes into even just a few seconds of animation.
Yeah.
Depending on the complexity.
A lot of that yourself too, don't you?
Nothing to his degree, but I try, and it takes a lot. Sometimes I know nothing about Flash, but if you draw everything out like sort of frame by frame, it takes like 6 hours for less than 1 minute of animation. And you think,
oh, dude, no, you've got to upgrade to Flash, man.
Apparently I do. I would, but then there were people talking about flashlights in the chat, and I'm like, no.
Flash what? Flash.
The ship between Twilight and Flash Century. It's called Flashlight.
I'm sorry, but now anytime I heard the word Flash, I think of either inappropriate viewings or Flash Century.
And for this, an entire branch of technical talent is just chopped off. No.
Yes, the tragedy.
That's Flash in the name. It has to go. We'll forever bumble around in the dark without a torch.
Yeah. And you know who I blame. Thanks, M.A. Larson.
Really? We really don't like him.
No, I'm kidding. I play it up. I mean, I've only gotten to talk to one member of the staff, and it was only in a Q&A panel. So I don't know any of them. I can't dislike someone I've never met. Or are we talking about Flash Century, in which case it's just sort of funny to poke fun at him. I've kind of made it a hobby.
I don't mind him. I mean, it's like, give these characters, give them a relationship. It's all right, but make sure he's, developed at least.
Yeah. Anyway, but
I do remember that there were a few people in the comments complaining about the fact that we're still poking fun at Flash Century, even in a video that has absolutely nothing to do with him.
Blame her.
Well, hang on. Why was he in space? Is that some reference I'm missing?
just
in the letter that I wrote, I say that I want Flash Century banished to the moon, and at the end of the video, he was banished to the moon.
Oh.
I say except when I was writing the letter, I opened it up to anybody writing in whatever they wanted, and of course, the first thing I see written in there was, I couldn't tell at first who it was, but I quickly deduced that it was Silver writing Flash Century spontaneously combusts was the first go-around. And we changed it to slightly less violent banish to the moon.
Aww. What can I say? I go with the classics. I can only make fun of him because there's nothing else to do with him right now.
You made Twilight cry, so therefore hate everywhere.
All the hatred.
Well, think. I remember that I had asked Reverie about whether he would want to take part in this project around mid-November, and we were still in the middle of writing the script. We were still trying to come up with ideas, and there was like a period of 2 weeks where we had all scheduled a couple of days or a couple of nights where we had all come together and we had all started writing, and we all were in very lengthy Skype calls with each other and coming up with all kinds of crazy ideas on what we could do with all these different characters. And we didn't end up using all the ideas we came up with. It would have gone way over time if we used everything we were thinking of back then. But I do remember that there was one point where we figured that the best way to record everything was actually being in a Skype call together and doing a live reading while everybody had their recording applications going on at the same time. And I've actually never done that before, and it surprisingly worked really well. I was the one who was editing everyone's audio together after the fact, and yeah, it was a lot easier than I would have expected, so I'm going to have to remember to do that next time.
You say that, but then I listened to myself in the live recording. I'm like, it sucks. I'll do it again 5 or 6 times and add it all neatly together.
And
I
did it in one take, Doc.
Yeah.
Anthony, how many times did you want me to re-record that out of the Ponyverse episode? Like 5 times or something?
It was like 3
And you
times.
had to coach me every time. I couldn't just send you the lines. You had to sit there. It's like, no, do it again. More enunciation on this word. I'm just like, just take your lines like a normal person.
Wait, something wrong with your microphone at the time, and there's a hum or a hiss or something. I'm like, alright, do it again. Louder. Louder! You're ruining my music. Nah. We got there in the end.
I too submitted like 5 takes per line. I think Dr. Wolf, he probably got very bored with my voice after a while.
Not really, because you had also added a lot of really funny sound effects. I found about half the sound effects, and then you added another third of the sound effects, and then Reverie added a few more here and there once he got his hands on it. But yeah, all the explosions that you had added to your dialogue made it a lot more fun to listen to over and over.
Yeah,
Don't cross the wires.
For some reason, I have a very large library of sound effects about explosions. I don't know why.
Which reminds me, I love the bit where don't cross the wires, because I mean, I think that's the disconnect between where we were and with the final product, because you know, I heard the audio, and that's, you know, the last I really had seen of it, and so we got the don't cross the wires or this will happen, an explosion sound, and then I saw the animation. It was just so funny to see his hard hat go flying.
Yeah. Again, that was Imatoon's skill at visual humor.
Yeah.
At no point in the script did we say, have a hard hat flying across the
screen. That was all him, and it was great.
It was, and it made me laugh aloud. I knew all the jokes that were coming because I'd written a good number of them, but that made me laugh aloud.
The stone heart. There was some contention about the stone heart as a graphic. There was was some issue finding the right one.
I do remember that the week when we released the project, we didn't have all the backgrounds just yet. We were still missing the background of the hearts lot that was supposed to be the equivalent of the Christmas tree lot from the original Christmas special.
Oh, right.
So it was about 2 nights before we were set to release the main project on the 19th. So this would have been the 17th. And I asked one of the regular artists for a moment with Dr. Wolf by the name of Starbat whether he could throw something together really quickly because we were really getting close to the wire. And he came up with all those different heart designs and that specific stone heart that we had break over Silverquill's head later on in the story.
Wow, it's down to the wire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I really want to give a shout out to Starbat in particular, because not only did he make that extra background right before we were going to release the project, and I'm sure he had to work late into the night in order to make that happen, but he also came up with the art pieces in the credits, and I'm particularly I particularly enjoyed the one he came up with where KP is threatening Dr. Wolf to sick Discord on him.
Yeah, no, that's boss stuff. You mean the background, like the art that plays during the credits?
Yeah.
And it's all
Yeah.
pictures, scenes from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, go subscribe to Starbat.
He's an artist, so that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But
Go watch him on
Watch him.
DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Which always sounds so stalkerish.
Watch him.
I don't mean electronically. I mean go find his house and.
We're going to forward his address to you all. This is how I type.
It's the way everyone types when you need to illustrate that you're typing in front of a camera. Not like you gotta wiggle your fingers in front of the camera, and it's always like two feet off your desk.
One of these days, I'll wear boxing gloves to a live stream and just say, "Yeah, I totally type like strong man."
I would like to see
It's
that.
that when you're.
I bet you have a lot of fun with that one.
Happy
Oh my
December.
goodness.
I hope
Oh
you
my
all get
goodness,
Fahugu
that's
guys.
what your face really looks like.
But while we're on the subject of artists, I also want to give a shout out to Anthony's sister Jean, who had come up with all the specific assets for each of our characters, came up with the initial designs of Dusty Cat looking like Charlie Brown and Dr. Wolf looking like Linus. So big thanks to your sister, Anthony. I hope she watches this and hears how much we appreciate the effort she put into this.
Yeah, she was happy to do it. I'm like, oh yeah, remember all that work that you did last month? We'll do it again, only... He just sort of looks at me for a minute and blinks and says, can I reuse some of the assets I already made? Yes, you can! It's going to be all right.
no, all from scratch. Redo it.
You're going to do a whole bunch of KPs in there.
Piece of paper and a pencil.
And this time you're going to have to redraw Silverquill, and he's going to kind of look like Silverquill now. Only he's playing Snoopy, so do that. And she's like, what?
She's probably plotting my death.
It's not a hippogriff person into it. He's okay. He's not Satan Quill this time, is he? No. He's Snoopy.
Not this
Snoopy
time.
Well, what does that look like? I don't know. Just vaguely Snoopy-ish looking hippogriff chibi character from the My Little Pony thing. What? Give me it. Just stop and repeat to me what you just said slowly. I'm like, yeah, I kind of see your point. Okay, all right. Just do your best. She comes up with a very Snoopy-ish looking character, and it's got the beagle-shaped face and everything. I'm like, give him some hair.
Anthony, did the $5 you slipped her, did that help as well?
The $5. I still owe her money for this.
Here's a whole $1 bill. Don't spend it all in one place, hon.
Don't spend it all in one place.
But I will say that
And then she does the job, and she's like, "What?" She's like, "Hey, okay, there. How do you want this?" Oh, just as you did before. And then Hank gets it. I'm sorry, Hank. That's Rivery. I don't know if I'm allowed to divulge the secrets of it. But I'm a Toon Link, and he gets it, and he's like, okay, this is not articulated at all. This isn't broken into pieces at all. I'm gonna have to redo everything. Was this useless? No, it's great. It's great. I'm just gonna have to change this to make it articulated. This, and this. Oh, all right. So you sure it's worth something to you? It's like, yeah, it's great. No, it's fine. Okay. Well, good to know. And then he says, can you give me every single piece of it separate on separate layers? Because it was just sent in PNGs, right, of concept art. And he's like, I don't know. Well, can you give me like the original, like the Flash files, the vectors? And I'm like, vectors? No. She did it in Photoshop. What? Why would you do it in Photoshop? It's chibi Flash animation. Like, because she doesn't know how to use Flash. She's like Silverquill. Aha! Okay, well, all right. So, and we have to go through this rigmarole of trying to find a way of exporting layers into like a Flash document, and he gets it like, yeah, that's fine, great, good on you. And I was, all that, I'm thinking, what? Would it have been easier just to do it yourself? I don't know.
I think it was funny too because I gave Hank. Well, I'm gonna call him Hank for the sake of this. I gave Hank the puppets, the flash puppets of me and Anthony that we had left from the John Delancey project. I'm like, it's done. You just gotta put the costumes on. He's like, nah, I'm gonna redo these. I'm like,
Yeah.
you had like half the characters already in Flash. They were perfect.
And he
Yeah,
wants
but you like a little control, I think. I think anyone wants a little. If you make something from scratch, you know it, and so you can animate it better. That's kind of my philosophy when I do my videos. I redraw all of my collaborators.
Well, I hope I get like a golden star for trying to help, trying to make it faster.
You do. You get it.
You did. Go start it. I'm digitally patting you on the head, or
I'll do it for you.
or blocking my camera. I can't tell.
Aren't you still typing? Quote unquote typing there?
I am totally typing on my computer.
Typing on my what is my Kinect? My Microsoft Kinect.
It is.
How you type?
Yes.
But when you're right. When you're animating something, you just want as much control of everything you've got as you possibly can get. And yeah, if you're using like raster images, it's a nightmare in Flash. So props to Imatoon Link.
Now, did Imatoon add the Woodstock bird that was on the Silver Quill?
No, that's totally Gene.
Okay, then because I want to give praise to Gene. That was an adorable inclusion, especially since Woodstock wasn't in the original Peanuts video at the time.
All right.
That's right, he was.
Yeah.
Our homework before we even started scripting this was to watch the Peanuts Christmas special,
I was the only one who did the homework before the assignment. Hey, speaking of the devil.
I
Extra credit.
still haven't
Whoa,
done
hey.
it.
Hello.
Are you with us, Reverie?
Yes.
Hmm.
Am I with you?
This is the animator.
I see darkness.
You, but we can't see you yet.
Oh God, it's getting dark.
Well, hold on.
Hail the conquering hero.
Can I turn on the
Reverie.
thing?
We've been talking a lot about you.
Oh, good. Hold on.
Talking about
Turn camera on.
So there's a blackout in Australia right now, so that's why no one's on camera.
Apparently.
I don't know why it's not working. There's a camera right in my laptop. It's just not
Wait.
turning on.
We
It
only
should be
see
like
darkness.
a thing that says. Like, you
No,
know,
it says that his camera is on, but all that we see is darkness.
Yeah, and there's a button. It says turn camera off, and it just shows my profile picture. And if I turn it back on, it's just black.
Yeah.
Should I
Well,
should I try rejoining or something?
You can.
might give you
Well,
a message.
I'm back
It should be like some function or something.
Hold
That
on.
or
We
better.
can just shun the Aussies and have them use their their
Can you see
profile
the
pic,
little
I guess.
gear icon next to the phone? Like the phone icon at the top of the thing. You can see the gear icon and click that and go to settings. What
Okay,
is it?
settings. Oh, it's doing the wrong one. That's why. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Right.
Oh, welcome.
I'm gonna
Reverie.
look at
Nice
the
and light.
corner. Okay. Here's the thing. It's off. Why is it off?
Stop that. We just got your face.
There we go. Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
You know,
Turn this-
He's
why?
mad.
Why
As
is it turning it off? I am not turning it off. There we go. Am I back? Is it gonna stay back?
You know,
I'm
as
not
bad
present.
as bad as Australia has it right now, they're still better off than North Korea, who has a complete
Totally
internet
good.
outage.
North Korea.
Okay.
Okay, that's a list I want to be on.
North Korea is currently experiencing a complete internet blackout, it seems.
Yeah, I
Is
heard
that-
about that.
is that-
They're
is that
taking
Mr.
over the
Unz?
world, finally.
Well, they're in the blackout, so luckily, if they're taking over the world, we're all in trouble.
Anyway, is this like
Um,
Sony Corporation's retaliation for the hack?
No one knows for sure. It's just this is what's happening right now.
Oh.
So they can't watch us. Hey, Kim Jong. You.
Anyway, now that I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly say a thing. My screen is up there, so I'm gonna be looking up there a lot. So it's gonna be a little weird with slight disconnects with the whole thing. Anyway,
He's not ignoring us.
so how's everything? How's it going?
We've been just discussing all of the art contributions and especially your animation contributions. It's greatly appreciated. And while we got you, maybe you could give us your experience in joining this project and what it took to actually make this happen.
All right. Let's start from the start. I was spontaneously asked to join this project. I'm like, hey, it sounds like fun. It was like.
Sounds like
Wait,
fun. 10 hours later.
10 hours later, why did I sign on with these people?
I'm not even getting paid.
These idiots don't even know how to draw.
It's like, I was asked to do something similar to the Nightmare Night 2014 thing, and I'm like, that's simple enough. I could probably do something like that. Especially the lack of lip syncing, which I'm like super obsessive with. Like, oh, if I need to make sure it's absolutely perfect. But if I don't have to do that, then that's like a load off my shoulders. Otherwise, it is, yeah, I'm pretty sure the longest project I've ever worked on. With like, yeah, well, I mean, it's 15 minutes long, so I guess technically it is already the longest, but is it the longest I've ever worked on a project? Maybe, I think it is. That's crazy. But anyway,
are you inclined to do it again?
I'd like to do it again. Like, if the video which I did.
Are you still going to talk to us? I mean, you know.
Excuse me.
I'll make my own video with blackjacks and hookers.
Forget the blackjack.
Well, anyway, what happened next? I started working on the project, and I have joined like a couple of other big projects, which like both of them went down in the drain. Mostly due to bad organization or whatever. Then the people I'm talking to right now.
Us people. Well, you people, I see how it is. No.
People.
Oh
wait.
Anyway, like the project was like it flowed so much smoother. There was like things which was actually I was like the only one animating. I think that was probably the biggest thing, is that I was the only one animating in this project as opposed to a couple of the others which I went and joined, where there was supposed to be loads of others, but like differing like animation levels and whatever. But this one, it went so smoothly, and the backgrounds just like came in. It's just like, here's your background. I'm like, cool, here's some songs. Oh my god, this is awesome. It's like, here's a couple of character designs. Okay. And yeah.
We were talking about the character designs. I was trying to tell them how much trouble we had making them work. What was that like for you?
Okay, well, yeah, what happened, I got pictures, and I was going to turn them into puppets, which pretty much means I give them limbs, and like the problem with that is that that pretty much means that I have to like either take each and every clothing or hair asset and then put it into an existing puppet, or completely make one like from scratch, and like that takes a while, like especially with like you get the line to like match up with the one from the original, and but eventually like yeah, I got all these puppets done, and like they look super pretty and stuff, and that was like probably the main time sink actually through the animation.
You did a lot of articulating of the limbs, like there's a lot of, like you see little Schroeder clinking away at the piano, and his the hooves actually go up and down and stuff, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, and he's even sitting and stuff, and the design was never meant to do that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I know. There was like some poses which I never even got, like you see the shirt and it's supposed to like angle up, but when they're sitting, it's sort of vertical, and I had to completely like move things around and like redo things to have the poses sit properly. Like I did the same with Dusty. But yeah. What else should I talk about?
Dusty sitting down. There's a scene in the Nightmare Night one when he's lying on Dr. Wolf's couch.
Oh yeah, he's
trying
like
to-
upside down.
Yeah, it's like, how do we get? Does he sit on his bum or does he actually on his back? And the chibi designs do not lend themselves to articulation much.
Yeah. I remember looking at that, I'm like, oh, that looks slightly awkward, and then worrying that when I was going to get a sitting pose, with like Dusty was the first one I gave a sitting pose, and I was sort of worried, like, is there going to be a way to make this look weird? I mean, look good without looking awkward, and I sort of did it, like, and I'm like, okay, cool.
No, there's no way. But it's funny.
Yeah, it still looks awkward, but I got close enough.
Yeah,
I think.
Fine, we'll deal with it.
What? Maybe. What else can I talk about regarding the animation and the such? I worked at it in Flash, and I sort of split it into like 6 different parts, and because like my computer's kind of crap, so I like if I had a single Flash project with just like the whole 15 minutes, it would just slow to a slug. Like, anybody who's seen We're Going for my camera's gone. Why is my camera gone? It just goes.
Oh, and now it's darkness again.
Oh my god. Okay. It switched to the other camera. Now it doesn't even realize my real camera exists. Oh, that's annoying. That's weird. Hold on.
Come into the light, my son.
Alright.
Says the anti-Celestia.
Hold on.
Oh,
On,
I'm
off.
sitting right here.
No, it is not. That's weird. This is a camera that is in the laptop, and it's not even recognizing that it exists. That's really weird, and I do not like it.
Ah!
Nope.
Wait,
We're getting product placement. Jeez. I know they commercialized the holidays, but this is just ridiculous.
Oh god. Well, I don't know what to do about that.
Oh, I'm getting like strobe
Maybe.
effect.
Maybe I should. It's just not showing up in the list. Maybe I should just go with my profile picture for now. Oh well. Where was I going? That's right. I split the project in 6 parts because my computer's crap, and they were sort of like equal length, like 2.5 minutes roughly, and that's sort of like how I split up the project, which also meant I had milestones, which is rare for projects. I don't usually have a way which I it meant that I'm like, okay, tonight I'll try and get to this part instead of being lazy and just like not even doing a bit, because I'm like, oh, there's so much of the project left, which is probably a good thing that I had like sort of milestones. It sort of gave me goals, which is, I'm gonna re-look at my camera list. Nope, still not there. That's weird.
Sit down and rethink my life.
Oh.
And then what did I do with the project after that? I did the things in sort of
Did all the things.
The things with the stuff.
The things that must never be said.
Yeah, in
But we
pretty
have
much
footage.
in pretty much chronological order, because unlike recording IRL, it's like you might as well do things from start to finish in a chronological order. So yeah, I started with the first scene, and then I did it, and then eventually went to the second scene, and I did parts of that, and then eventually I went back to the first scenes because then I'm like, oh, I put a lot more effort into the later scenes than I did the earlier scenes, so I redid the earlier scenes. Then I gave the earlier scenes snow and stuff, and which also means there are a couple of differences between the teaser trailers, which was posted on everybody's channel, thanks, and the final project, the final product, which I'm going to check my camera list again to see if it's shown up. It's not there. It's just not there. That's weird. But yeah.
Going somewhere between giving us the teaser trailers and actually finishing it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like the snow in the first scene is the obvious thing. There's the Dr. Wolf's blanket in which is slightly different. Which
Is it color?
What?
Is it a different color?
No, it's well, I guess like it was encoded in like the whole video was encoded in a different color, but no, the blanket never changed color. The blanket did get like different poses, like you know how eyes get poses or whatever, but like this blanket, it was sort of flat on the ground, as it like throughout the whole teaser trailer, but then it got a stretched out version for when he's lifting it and stuff. But yeah.
She's like, why is it on his face? And I'm like, it's minus. It's on his face. Funny. Cute.
Well, speaking of the
first
teaser trailer, though, that was something that I ended up putting together the weekend before the main project had been released. But
yeah,
we weren't entirely sure when and if we should release that teaser trailer, because we had to be certain that, yes, the project is going to be finished on that Friday and released that Friday, when we still didn't have all the necessary assets. I believe I mentioned earlier we were still missing one crucial background and a few other items like the stone heart that we needed to silver
which is sort of kind of central to the story.
Yeah.
Lost minute. Desperate mad rush to find some stone heart.
Yeah.
There is a placeholder stone heart, which is literally just like a I'm doing body language, but nobody can see me. I hate it. And my camera's still not there. Oh, this sucks. Oh well. Yeah. But like but yeah, there was like a quote unquote stone heart placeholder which nobody saw, which is just like a sloppily painted gray blob, and it was just sort of anyway.
I recommended that we use a fish instead of the stone heart just for giggles, but no one went with it. Thought I'd do it just for the halibut, but no.
But
I got to work in at least one pun to these things.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry.
Yeah, he's agreeing with me.
No, I was just sort of thinking like there are a couple of things where I was just sort of like I decided to be like, oh, what if I did this for the animation? It's like things which weren't in the original script, but things I decided to include, like shove in anyway. Like for example, like the piano wasn't supposed to break in half, and then it was just supposed to like fall or something, and because it broke in half, I'm just like, well, I'm not using this throughout the rest of the animation, so it never shows up again. There's a couple of other things like, one of the very end scenes where Silverquill is like, I'm in the construction site and I'm describing what people should need to do, and don't cross the wires, and then everything explodes, and then just like sort of in the distance, a hard hat just sort of flies by, and.
Everyone
like
the hard hat.
We were actually praising that earlier. That was just this hilarious addition.
It was just like a small thing. I think the original script said something like, Silverquill flies past and then cuts to Dusty or something. But I'm just sort of thinking like, what if I didn't include Silverquill flying anywhere and then just saw the remains of him in Dusty's scene? That's sort of how it happened. Oh yeah, there was another thing, like when the new heart is like turned on at the very end of the movie, short movie, I guess. Where it shows like the thing turning on, everybody goes flying like away from it, and then Anthony's just like still roasting his marshmallow, and then he turns around and is like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, Anthony's not paying attention.
What?
Hey, Dusty's here.
Dusty!
Oh my goodness.
Hey!
Why do I have to freaking install CRUD?
Oh.
They want to make you work for it. You know, you can't just have to.
There's an app for CRUD now. It's only a matter of time.
Installing things on my
Yeah, you can
freaking
download it on
computer.
Oh, you got your webcam.
There we
I
go.
don't know.
Yay!
Welcome, Dusty. We're glad to have you with us. We weren't sure whether you'd be able to make it.
No, I made it. I was downstairs with the girlfriend.
Lord.
Went to wander over yonder
You
before we
minute.
get started.
I think Dusty, my friend, needs a minute to take in your mustache.
It's so fantastic.
I got something for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I
you know.
think we both need a minute now.
Did you just bring that on to tempt me?
Yep.
Because I have the big one. Someone got me the big one, but I don't have any of the mini ones.
Yeah, I finally got the black one, which I needed for my complete set now. Set 2.
Oh, can,
So I can't steal it
quickly-
from you.
Huh? You can have that one if you want. I got 2 of them now.
Oh, okay. Bring it to Babs. I'll take them.
Okay, you can have them.
That was easy.
Can I quick-
Not a problem.
Something.
What?
Sorry. It's I collect pony toys too. What do you do? Anyway, just just earlier, like yesterday rather, I went and collected it was a Series 2 blind box which holds those, and I got a black Discord, but it was missing an eye for some reason. It was just like a Cyclops Discord. I have it. I could probably go get it. My webcam still isn't working, so.
I'd say that's an animation error, but I don't think it works here.
It's a printer error.
Oh, that's adorable. I have
nice.
one of
Oh,
those.
that's
kind
cute.
of.
I don't know. If we can have a Cyclops pony in the show, we should have a Cyclops Discord. A Cyclord, if you will.
Cyclord. I am Cyclord.
Well, Dusty, now that we finally have you here, I think everyone in the audience would love to hear how you initially came up with this idea and how we were discussing it early on and made it get going.
Well, it was fairly simple after we did Halloween with Anthony that everybody was saying, hey, are you guys going to do a Christmas one? And then it was like you and I were discussing a different project that we were going to work on. And then I just came up with this, hey, what if we do the Charlie Brown Christmas special? And it's sort of like 2 light bulbs went off between us, and we went, well, yeah, because Doctor could be Linus, and I could be Charlie Brown, and we could get KP, because KP could play Lucy, and it just snowballed. I mean, we had the cast, we had the whole thing freaking cast in 10 seconds.
I don't think it was 10 seconds. I think
It
it took
seemed like it. I mean, we just rattled off
a couple of
names,
days to make sure that we had everyone on board, and even then we still didn't have an animator until a week or two after that point.
Yeah, so we basically had everybody we thought we wanted, then contacted all those people, and they all said yes. Then all of us got into a Skype call, and we wrote the dang thing in an evening of hilarity. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to do? We don't have an animator. We don't have backgrounds.
Well, that was fun, guys. Now what?
Yeah, that was fun. Now what?
Oh, wait, this requires work? I'm out.
Yeah, this requires work. So I found an awesome background artist on a DA who was, okay, I just asked him, can we use a couple of your backgrounds, and we need a couple other things, you want to be involved? And he said, yeah, sure, not a problem. So we got some awesome backgrounds from him, and then Rev come on to the project, and it was like, yeah, it all just started coming together. It was really cool.
I'd like to point out that the background artist for most of the backgrounds in the project was Bones Woolbach on DeviantArt, and big thanks for all the work that he provided.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm on the subject, we also had a musician on board that KP introduced me to by the name of Event Horizon, and I had been discussing with him over a couple of weeks of how we could get a Charlie Brown-esque kind of tune without it actually being the tune. And I think what we came up with was actually really well done. It was a lot of fun. It really had a Charlie Brown feel, but it was its own thing.
Yes,
Oh
it
yeah,
will.
definitely. I've already looked up, like, yeah, I'm the one hosting the video, so I've looked through a lot of the comments, and I even looked up like a couple of the really early, like, reaction video to this thing, words. A lot of them mention, like, oh, I could tell even like before the pop-up that said a Charlie Brown Christmas parody, that they realized it was Charlie Brown because the music was just like,
the music was just perfect.
it felt authentic. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Very evocative.
A lot of people, when we put out the teaser trailer, just were like jumping up and down. Where is it? Where is it? I want to see it now. I want to see it now. Where is it? Where is it? Because they were excited, like, very excited to actually see it.
Yeah.
How are all these teasers on multiple channels? Which one has it?
Yeah, I think it confused a lot of people. It's like, what, are they going to release it on all their channels? What?
The Christmas scavenger hunt. Yes. If you can find the video, you'll enjoy it. Yes. But we're not.
You can find the video, but you got to work for it.
Yeah, it's being uploaded at 7 different channels, and you have to pull it all down and stitch it together yourself in Adobe.
I would totally do that. I'd love to do that. Like, we all have one video, a chapter of the video each, and a link to the end of it, like, and bonus links to other stuff. That'd be so awesome.
That would be fun.
Complicated. Good luck.
Work for it. I'm making people. Yeah, you viewers, you want to watch your funny video? Oh, I've got to do the videos, huh?
Yeah, next Halloween it's gonna be a scavenger hunt. I tell you what.
I'm in right now. I'm signing up. I'm signing up for next year.
I'll talk to you next time.
That'd be funny.
I got lots of people asking, Dr. Wolf, you played the Nightmare Night before. Where's that video?
I do remember seeing comments about that. That, hey, wait a second, I didn't see any video before with Dr. Wolf and Baron Tall Tales.
That could be the prequel.
Next Christmas, Baron Tall Tales.
Oh, a Baron Tall Tales Christmas.
A Baron Tall, yeah, the Nightmare Before. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before St. Patrick's Day.
Very Tall Tales Before Christmas.
What is this?
Merry Christmas to all, I will swallow your souls.
Oh, can I quickly mention something about Nightmare Night 2014? I was not involved with that in any way, but of course I took a few inspirations from it, like the walk cycle, that was ripped completely from it, thank you. And there are, like, I liked the surprised eyes, so I used that a lot. Like, that was
right.
Yeah, I'll see.
That's all Gene.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, I think it was mostly just like things which I sort of thought up myself. But
I like that you used some of the stuff that was used in that, because it basically it tied in the other animation to this animation as to the stylings. So I kind of like that you did that.
Yeah, but I still sort of like had my own twist to it with the the limb stuff and the I had a lot. I like doing that thing where there's like a character in one frame and then switches the other, like vibrating frames. Like I did that a lot with, like, I remember, I did it with Dusty's arm in the I'm going to the Ponyville Playhouse, and then I made his arm go, and then Silver Quill going, I can't live without passion, and then his whole body vibrates, and then
Wait, I think I could do that in real life.
Can you do it like KP says? Can you do a sheep?
Yes, people should have heard me during the live recording that Dr. Wolf put together. Lacking these sound effects, I actually tried to supply them, and there was much hilarity.
And then I should have
That's great.
like half of the words, the sicknesses or the phobias.
Oh yeah.
The phobias we came up with.
I was like, wait, what? And they're like, I don't know. I can't word.
Astroprogophobia?
Antipractical.
I'm trying to remember how carnophobia got narrowed down to griffins.
I think it was just because they were the resident carnivores, unless you count Dr. Wolf.
That's...
Oh,
Yeah, Dr. Wolf a vegetarian question. The burning question we all want to know is Dr. Wolf a vegetarian, or is he? Or is he
Like
tempted?
asking if Winona is a vegetarian, or what? vegetarian.
That work.
Or what about Aloysius? Can you honestly
That's
see Aloysius being a vegetarian?
They raise pigs for some reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh Lord!
Bacon.
You guys want to start taking questions now?
Yeah, we can start taking questions from the audience. There's going to be about a 30-second delay until the audience will see what we are talking about right now. But if everybody opens up the video and we can start finding some good ones to start discussing.
I'll have to find it.
Well, I can kind of preempt that just a little.
Okay.
'Cause I've been monitoring this, and there are a lot of comments where people want to hear me sing. I just want to say, no, you don't.
Let it
You know
go.
me sing. Okay. Look,
Please don't make him do that.
Snoopy
I have
doesn't
like
sing.
earphones in.
every time I sing, an angel rips her wings off.
Yes. I can't live with that passion.
We gotta put this thing on. Okay, very Brony Hearth. I wasn't watching us on YouTube.
I wasn't. I'm not watching this on YouTube either.
So what's very a Brony Christmas Carol next year?
Hey!
Yeah. We're a little short on time to do it this year, people. Short amount of time.
No, can you like edit the whole thing together tomorrow?
Yeah.
We'll get you all the dialogue by 1 a.m. You don't need to sleep, right?
Yes, Corp. I'll build a snowman with you. Well, okay. Christine, I told you the football scene wasn't in the special.
There was no football scene. I almost wanted to half include it somewhere, but there was no place to sort of put it. That would have been
I
fun.
thought of it. Like no one said,
wasn't
"Oh
in-
yeah, we forgot the football scene."
It wasn't in there, was it?
It wasn't in the special. It was a common Peanuts trope, but it wasn't in the special.
Wasn't in special.
Yeah.
Cooper Dude
Well-
One asks, did you something he? Oh gosh, it's scrolling so fast.
I know,
It's going
right?
fast, so thick and fast. Cooper Dude One asks something about a heartwarming special. We've done Christmas, Halloween. What about heartwarming Eve?
I think you mean Hearts and Hooves Day.
Yeah,
Hearts and Hooves Day.
Hooves Day.
I've seen multiple questions for Hearts and Hooves Day.
Yes.
Hearts and Hooves Day.
Hearts and Hooves Day.
We
Word.
have
We have
discussing-
nothing official yet. Not
Nothing
even
official.
close. We've
Yeah.
been tossing around
I
a
know
few
nothing.
ideas, but we have nothing even written yet. So
No.
until we have something written, there's
Can we get
Nothing to
get
be-
past Christmas first?
yes.
No is the answer at the moment.
we still gotta celebrate with the bells and holly and all that. Like, let's get through that before we move on to the next big holiday and all.
Yeah.
But I am currently championing that we send KP on a date with a cardboard cutout of John Delancey. And we'll just record that.
Cardboard cut out
Make it happen.
of Daring
Someone launched an Indiegogo. We want to see that.
There we go.
Yes. Yes,
And
watch
then like John walks in the shot, and then he's like, "What?" And then he just like walks.
Right.
JeffCon1 says, hashtag do you fat, make it a thing. Do you fat?
Let's just make shirts. Do you fat?
Yeah, we
Only
should.
come with a do you fat shirt now.
Yeah.
There's a comment. Oh, I got a question here from Universal Chaos 931. Comment writer, yay or nay? Depends on which one.
Comment what?
It is
I'm
a
a writer.
it is a Japanese superhero show spanning 45 years?
Yeah,
Oh,
45
my.
years.
crazy.
Each season is basically a new story with a new common writer, and depending on which one you get, they could be really great, like common writer Gaim just recently concluded was a fantastic hero's journey tale. Common writer Drive, that is currently going on right now, is really losing steam. It's just the same thing over and over again, almost plot point for plot point in each episode.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mike the Microphone loves that stinking show, and he showed it to me, and I can't stand it. I mean, I grew up in the 70s with Johnny Sacco and his giant robot, which was high quality, but this thing, I haven't been able to watch one of them and make any sense.
It's a very acquired taste. Like I say that this Gaim show, it started off silly and awful, but my friends and I hung with it just because it was kind of funny. But dang, it got really dark and serious quick. You'd never know it. The writer was the same guy who did the anime Modica Magica. Anybody?
Nope.
Yes.
Talk to Digi. I think he's done a whole thing on that.
Yeah, but it goes from lighthearted to dark very quickly. So it's a... But yeah, as Dusty makes a point that you have to kind of hang in there with these shows. They take a while to rev up steam. Whereas I think American television is more instant gratification.
I don't know, man. I watched Science Ninja Team Gatchaman for like years.
Well, that's... Anime is a unique genre, though. Would you agree?
Anime, yeah. It's a
Anime is
genre.
unique.
It's a special little snowflake.
Back in the 70s, though, you only had 3 of them.
You only have 3 of them. Terrible dubbings and...
Well, you had Science Ninja Team Gatchaman, which is Battle of Planets. You had Mach Go Go, which was Speed Racer. And you had Jungle Emperor, which was, of course, Kim of the Way Line. And that was the only thing you had in America. That was it. You had 3. Now you've got 3 billion.
Yeah, Astro Boy. Astro Boy.
Something like that.
Now, that's true. Astro Boy was out at that time. 4.
Does Voltron count?
Voltron does not count. Voltron was later.
No. Okay. Corpulent Brony asks, is Dusty Cat going to get into making analysis videos? I believe he's the only one who hasn't yet jumped that shark.
I think we've unofficially adopted him at this point.
You know what? You know what? I'm actually tuning up the 426 right now. I'm actually creating a ramp for the 426 so I can like get over that jump because that's a huge jump.
And now, for edification, a 426 is a motorbike?
Yes, my motorcycle, my 426 dirt bike.
Do an entire review of something on the motorbike.
On the motorcycle, yeah.
Just
Reviews
cut
on
together segments where you,
motorcycles.
yeah, where you're talking, where you're reviewing the thing, and you only segments where you're talking in the air.
Although the comics are having a professional wrestling episode coming out.
Right.
And I actually trained as a professional wrestler for about 6 months.
Ooh, there you go.
Should we,
Is
should
it
we
the
move on
thoughts?
to another question?
I'm not promising anything, but who knows?
Who knows? Okay.
Who
I
knows?
got Voltron. I said Voltron Zodia. I mentioned Voltron and I got shut down because apparently it's not old school enough.
Voltron was years after. Years later.
It's freaking... No, Astro Boy, though. Astro Boy. How could you forget Astro Boy? It's the first one.
I'm sorry, but Astro Boy wasn't on Detroit Afternoon in 1971.
Oh, okay. Well, I forgive you. Okay.
Oh, let's see here. Blackjack Reviews is asking, question about your collabs in general. How much do you improv? How much improv do you all do during collabs in general? Or do you have a pretty set script?
It's
We
improvisation.
improv during scripting. Does that count?
Script writing.
Yeah.
Hold on, my touchscreen is going crazy, which it does that sometimes. I'm just going to quickly disconnect or something. Be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, see you soon.
But,
Yes, I've
yeah.
seen many questions about musical in the future. I think Silver has covered that.
We'll be doing all the...
All the music, all the singing.
Will someone think of the children's eardrums?
Between me and Silver, we're just like kill the internet. We're just making
Somewhere over the rainbow. Birds fly.
mustaches out of 3, right?
Few people know his mustache
Beautiful.
double serves as a harmonica.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
To get into it, we did. I don't know if we do. Anyone else does improvisational stuff when they're recording their lines, like they give it another polish or a tweak or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
A bit.
Get some harmonica in there.
Did you Piano Man?
I did a whole bunch. Like I didn't understand the end joke, to be honest. When you guys are singing "Blinded by the Light" or whatever it is, I have no idea what that is. So I'm just like,
It's an American song.
It's a song.
setting
It's a song in
the
America.
It's a song.
Go listen to it, you commie.
9! The original. We're watching the Stone Heart. It's Silver's adorned it with too many lights, and it's blinding everyone, and everyone's commenting on it. And I come up with a whole bunch of improv stuff, just a bunch of comedy routines as though it's just, it's so bright, it's glorious, it's beautiful, and then I, as a complete joke, include the Homer Simpson thing. Oh, Gloria, the Homer Cubed episode of the Halloween special. Is there, oh, glorious, glorious, oh, heavenly testament to the eternal majesty of God's creation. Holy macaroni! And it's just a joke for you guys.
That was funny. I loved
And
it.
you use it, and I'm like, what? And where's the rest of it?
I included all of those lines, Anthony. I thought every single one of those takes was brilliant, and I thought that the Homer Simpson line was the funniest out of the whole thing, but I left all the rest of them in the audio file to see whether we could use them during the credits. And it turned out that Reverie only used just the one at the very end during the credits.
It is his fault. We shall blame him.
Blame him.
That's really funny, the ones we came up with.
I'm back.
Back! Yay! You're just in time for us to bash you.
Alright.
It was your fault.
Really
Cut me
quickly
off.
explain what just happened. Pretty much, my laptop that I'm using has a touchscreen inbuilt, and
it's turned you into a robot.
Yes.
Your mic is glitching out really bad for me.
You're very Daft Punk on us right now.
Exterminate.
Exterminate!
Yes.
Vision rules the nation. There, I sang for you all. See, this is why I shouldn't sing.
So that's done now. So I'm back and good. And anyway,
Yay.
did I miss
Yay!
anything?
Missed everything. I actually
Oh.
don't remember. Oh, we're talking about Homer Simpson, about how Anthony Simpson reference trumped mine.
Anthony does so many good voices. I swear. I really, really love your snake. It is a really good snake.
Oh, right.
Okay, good. I was thinking of something totally different. God.
That's right. Reverie likes my snake. I'll show you my snake later.
Get it? You get it?
Don't worry.
It's
solid.
We're not allowed to say it because, PG, but...
Yes. Don't do that too much, but I was just like, what? Look at this.
Where's that fan fiction?
Yeah, there's like 50 ships going up right there.
There we go.
Ship
Ship away. Ship away.
Can I quickly another thing regarding the animation? I was animating that last scene where everybody's just sort of like chatting off and then the camera zooms out and then it goes into the moon. I feel so stupid for not realizing who Anthony was supposed to be. And then the people in the comments pointed out, I'm like, oh, right. Oh, I'm so stupid. Because it's such a good imitation,
Well,
too.
you are blonde.
Oh,
Oh, so are you.
The holy macaroni line's supposed to be like it was in Homer's head, and I'm like, oh, don't use that. It's from the Homer Simpson Halloween thing.
well, I was not directed. I was not directed to do that.
There you are. But blame the wolf. Blame the carnivore. Shun the carnivore.
I included the Homer Simpson line in the normal track and had all the extra takes from Anthony C at the end
I'm
Yeah.
totally doing it.
Thinking that we
I'm-
might
I'm
use
making
those as the
outtakes video.
I never specifically told Reverie about whether or not we were going to use those.
Yeah, I was sort of like thinking they were maybe like alternates to the one which you did use, but I sort of thought the one that you did use probably fit the best. And then the very end line where it's just like "Happy Heartswarming Eve, everybody," and that was the line I decided to include after the credits because it sort of works as a send-off.
It does.
So,
They were
yeah.
It's nice when you can do
Oh,
that.
I think my favorite line in the whole thing is Sweetie Bloom. Isn't he the cutest thing?
Nicest sense of humor.
I love that line. Oh my, that was so. I laughed out loud. That was funny.
I can't take credit. That was a quote from the special.
I know, but it's still the way you delivered it was just hilarious.
Kiera Stubbs asks, "What's the best way to start a review show?" No, I'm sorry, it's all caps. So, what's the best way to start a review show?
To buy a computer.
When you get a computer,
They learn how to use it.
it's just writing. I think it's just you sit down with a blank piece of paper and you write everything you don't like in bullet point form and then elaborate. Really, that's the best way to start.
I think it's also good to sort of aim for 50-50, like things you like and things you dislike. So many folks do themselves in by just saying, "Oh, I hated this. This was so stupid. This made the episode terrible. It was the worst thing." Dude, it was 1 minute out of 20.
Yeah.
There was more to the episode.
I'm very tired of that. I'm tired of people trying to come up with a critique show that do nothing but quote unquote. I don't want to hear that. I want somebody to have a intelligent conversation about an episode. You know, it's sort of like, okay, what was good, what was bad, what do you think could have made it better? Don't just sit there and I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to know if you think it could be better. What is your idea to make it better, and what do you think? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to see. I don't want to just hear you about an episode.
Dusty, to build off what you were talking about with Tommy Oliver in your podcast.
Yeah.
When we say technically everyone can do a video about an episode, but to say that you're a reviewer, if all you're focusing on is one thing, you're not really a reviewer.
Huh.
You're just on a tirade.
Yes. You're just flapping gums.
Reviewer and analyst, I view the terms as kind of interchangeable, but that requires you to have a better knowledge of yourself, what you like, why this bothers you, what it says beyond the scope of the episode, and also, well, what did work? I've never seen an episode of the show that was completely worthless or without some enjoyable aspect.
No.
Yeah.
Heck, I'm gearing up for IDW issue 26 has caused quite a stir lately, and that the next one's coming out on Christmas Eve. The Yuletide cheer can stick it. No. But it's kind of hard to sometimes to keep perspective. But you gotta say, does this really upset me? This one negative comment or negative aspect. But if all you're doing is going on a tirade, then people are gonna turn you off real fast.
Tune you out real quickly.
Or
This is a bad commentary, and you should feel bad when watching it.
or they'll type in all caps, "I do not like you. You do not like that right."
I kind of feel bad. I'm like, listening to Dusty Cat, and like, you shouldn't just hate an episode. And I'm like, that's half of my work. I'm like just sitting there hating on things. I'm like, no. I'm sorry.
That's the talk.
The thing about Anthony is that if you hate on it, at least you're hilarious when you do it. Okay. You find some comedy in actually doing it. Whereas other people will just sit there behind a camera and go, I really, really didn't like this. But there's they don't do it in an entertaining way. You know, they'll just sit there behind a microphone and they don't make it entertaining, right? Whereas you come up with all of these skits and weird, fun sounds and the way you actually explain why you don't like something is actually fairly entertaining.
Fantasy. Well, yeah. If you're gonna just hate on something, and if you think it's only detestable, then I've discovered
Rainbow Rocks.
that's the best way of fulfilling your desire to do anything related to it. Like, there's this stretch there that I was down on the show, really seriously down on the show, and I'm like, and I found that my negativity was just made me forget what the good things were that I liked about it. And it's like, it's a kid's show. Come on, it's just a show.
Yes.
Enjoy it for what it is.
I've said this again and again and again and again and again. Guys, it's not freaking Ben-Hur, okay? Back up a couple of steps and enjoy it for the cartoon that it is, okay? There are certain things that they're not going to be able to do because, guess what? It's a cartoon for little girls.
Yeah, and
Okay.
like it as a cartoon as well.
If you look at it as a very high-rated and well-written and well-orchestrated and with wonderful music cartoon for little girls, and not think of it as Ben-frickin-Hur, you might like it again.
Now, look, I disagree. Now, I only tangentially disagree. I think that there's room for kids. That's cool. But maybe they could give us a spin-off that's for grown-ups, like that goes on at 9 o'clock at night or something. That's just for the rest of us.
The ponies after
What do you
dark.
think this is? Tokyo TV? You're not going to get that.
Well, maybe they can call it My Little Pony's Tales too.
But see, that's what the
Never
Fandom is for.
Pony's gone wild.
But well, I maintain that no matter what the age group, no matter what the medium, the fundamental aspects of story, character, setting, plot, not that plot, but
All of that's involved.
those remain consistent. And while it's true, you got to keep in mind that this is aimed at a younger audience. You don't want the show to treat people like they're dumb. Being
That's
younger.
true.
You mean like the toys do?
Like this.
Well, here's the thing. This was a discussion, and when I talk about Equestria Girls, there's the argument. Well, Equestria Girls was just to sell toys. Well, so was the show. Well, yeah, but you want to know the best way to sell toys? Make a really good show.
Really good show.
And you know what? You don't even need a really good show if you have really good toys. Monster.
Which they don't. I'm
You know
sorry.
what would be great if they had both, but sadly.
I'm sorry, but
Monster High doesn't even have a show, okay? And they sell bajillions of toys. They
just
got comic books and specials, and that's it.
it's just the My Little Pony toys. I see them and they're like, there's no articulation. There's a brushable mane. It's like, really? I'd like
You
to.
can move its neck. Ooh.
Yeah, you can move the neck around.
Oh, good. They can look left and right. Good. I won't have to worry about them at a zebra crossing.
Yeah.
But it's like, kid, is there anything more they can do?
Somebody took a Rainbow Rocks Rainbow Dash doll, wiped the bad makeup off its face, and repainted the eyes and everything, and it looks absolutely awesome. I'd buy that. If they just repaint the face and made it look right.
Yeah.
And the worst part is
They just
that
fixed the
reuse-
toys. I'd buy them.
Yes.
They
something they
reuse the models all the time anyway. Like like there's a Vinyl Scratch one that comes with, it's like a Nightmare Moon set or something. And Vinyl Scratch, you look at her, you look closely, you can see the mold where the eye is supposed to be, but the sunglasses are just sort of painted on, so
Yeah.
It's
It's a rarity with painted on sunglasses.
That's creepy.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, that's what it
there.
is for the Rainbow Rocks Final Scratch.
I think.
Again, though, this is what the fandom is for.
Oh, there you go. Now here I am criticizing the toys, but I will say I've bought some of the Funko because they actually look like the characters.
Funko's good.
Yeah.
Funko's
Some
just sort of
of
like
the Funkos, I got all of the Funkos.
I've
Oh, okay.
a friend got me Dr. Hooves for my birthday, and it was off to the races from there. But
I want more
Oh.
Dr. Who's.
you found the magical levitating Celestia with her
Yes.
prehensile
We don't
mane.
have
Yes, I did.
Right.
Oh, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny when I got my Princess Luna.
Oh, you villain!
That's
Okay,
cool.
guys. We're gonna head out, but thanks for having us, and hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Glad to have you part
Bye,
of this.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye bye.
If you guys don't mind, I've been seeing one other question cropping up in the comments
Yes.
directed
All right.
specifically at me. How am I not dead yet? Or rather, how is my OC after arrows to the head, stompings, fallings? What can I say? I follow the Looney Tunes logic. That which does not kill me, it just makes you laugh harder.
Yeah, you have to remember, people. He's a cartoon.
You try that with me in real life, and I'll see you in hell.
Yes. How many times did Tom Cat get a frying pan in the face from Jerry? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cartoon.
And when you say Tom Cat, you're not talking to an old Tom Cruise relationship right here.
No, I'm talking about Tom and Jerry.
Much as we'd like to see certain people get a frying pan to the face.
Yes.
Yes, I will not.
Talking about cartoons. Just cartoons. Dusty Cat is a villain to Tartarus with him. What?
I am a villain.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I just called him a villain because he had Luna first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What I need is my white cat.
Okay, can you do the thing? Come on.
So many
Give me your
questions.
best. Give me your best. Yes! That's the thing. That was the manliest Dr. Evil ever.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night! Yes. Did anybody see that? Did anybody see that? Because Mike Myers brought back Dr. Evil for the cold intro of Saturday Night Live last weekend.
Oh.
You must see it. It's freaking a scream. It's hilarious. He calls out both Sony and North Korea.
Ooh.
It's hilarious. You must see it.
I guess is he saying something like, "You're fighting a war without nukes, you bunch of pansies"? Or you're typing at your keyboards. Oh, I'm shaking.
Yeah, basically he says, he said something to the whole, North Korea and oh, it's just a freaking scream. It's hilarious. You must see it.
All right. I think we've been getting off topic for
Slightly.
long enough, and it's probably getting late enough that we should start wrapping things up here, or winding things down, whichever you prefer.
Any more questions?
Any more
questions? Yeah,
I saw a suggestion for singing and.
Oh, let's see here. Why is it called Rainbow Kingdom and not Twilight Kingdom? Because I'm pretty sure there's a really bad book series that already did that.
Rainbow.
Ooh.
Stephanie, what's this?
Stephanie Meyer. Oh, it's the latest toy gimmick.
Ah.
The Rainbow Power. I say again, they basically just swapped the fibers on the mains and sold the same toy.
Yeah.
So are they? Is it more of the Rainbow Rock? Not Rainbow Rocks, but the Rainbow Powered Ponies from season 4?
Rainbow Power Ponies.
Rainbow Kingdom or something.
Because it's not.
I think it's where the new princesses live.
Yeah, but it's Twilight. If she's a princess, then it's a principality. How are we teaching kids proper terminology here? I say get off.
See, that's so that they can sell it to the people who don't watch the show and have no idea who Twilight is.
Yes, but now they're going to think she's a king. Or a queen.
The correct term is a princess for a principality.
Okay, someone keeps asking about DCMA pitfalls. What does that mean? What is DCMA? I'm looking it up, and I got the Defense Contract Military Association or something. I'm like, what? Copyright or something?
The
DCMA pitfalls that aspiring reviewers may fall into.
Technically, that should be into which they may fall.
Basically, what he's saying is that in using copyrighted clips and audio from the show, has anybody come up against having their videos pulled down because of a claim by Hasbro?
I think if you... Oh, right. I don't know about a claim.
Pulled down.
Well, I think Dr.
I just put on my video. I've never been pulled down.
I've actually had my Stay Brony My Friends shows yanked off of YouTube by YouTube early on when I was using copyrighted music that was not Hasbro. Actually, it was rock and roll music I was using in my early shows when I didn't know any better. And they yanked them off unknown to me, so I'd have to fix those and put them back up. But yeah, it's one of those things where they have little robots which go through and watch every video and listen to every piece of music that comes up on YouTube and says, "Oh, that's owned by somebody else, not you, yank."
I think the one time that annoyed me the most was when I did a cover, and they're like, "This is owned by someone else." It's like, Excusez-moi. It may have been written by someone else, but I did the freaking singing.
Yes, it's the same thing. I've done covers using karaoke tunes and had the karaoke companies yank them.
To be fair, though, I guess it's flattering that the computers mistook my voice for the original, but...
Yeah, this is... the thing is, I get... Almost all of my videos have a match third-party content warning. Yeah. It's like, hey, we know you use someone else's clips. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, no crud, it's a...
yeah, it's a review. That's what we do.
I think this is something people sometimes take for granted. At least here in the US of A, there is the defense of satire and critique, that you can use clips if they're towards an educational or a critical or comical purpose.
And only so much of it.
Only so much of it, and that's so. In a very real sense, comedians are the best political commentary on a daily show. And who but the fool can speak truth to power? The thing is, though, that is a defense. It is not a right. Mm-hmm. You are not entitled to use someone else's stuff. That's there for when you say, look, I had to use it because that's the way to get my point across. If you can find alternatives, that's a good way to go. But I got to say, if I had to draw out everything I wanted to talk about in an episode and never use a clip from the show, I would get maybe one a month or less, probably less. So just be aware of that. And to be honest, if you let fear of copyright claims hold you back, you'll never do anything online. Because it just, like Dusty says, there are robots. They don't make judgment calls. They're just this really poorly implemented system that handles a workflow that no human being can keep up with. But so, believe me, it's not perfect by any means, but unfortunately, you can't have the human touch sometimes.
I think sometimes you've got to be ready not to make money off it. I think if you're going to egregiously rip off everyone...
And to tell you the truth, money on YouTube, there's any there anymore. Unless you're PewDiePie getting 5 million hits for every video he puts up, you're not making anything. I mean, it's even Everfree Network with as many hits and as many subscribers as they had, were maybe pulling a couple of $100 a month to pay for the servers, and that was it. You're not going to make a living doing stuff on YouTube unless you're PewDiePie or some idiot who's doing stupid stuff like clamping their manly bits with hammers. I don't know. Anything that stupid people want to watch.
Which is why I think the best way to go is with product placement. Which is why when I have a boo-boo, I turn to Rite Aid Band.
Well, when I'm thirsty, I happen to actually use root beer. I'm really only using cider on the side. I'm actually a root beer head. Cider is actually what I'm getting paid to say, but actually I just don't like root beer. So.
The thing that most people have sort of been switching to is Patreon, which I'm sort of thinking about doing. Like, it sort of looks reliable enough.
Yeah, even Patreon is got its limits because you're going to have a lot of content creators on Patreon, and there's only so much money to go around. So people are going to give their couple of bucks to their favorite that month, and then they might find a new favorite next month and take their couple of bucks away from you that month, and then you can't really depend on it.
Yeah,
I've already seen this happen with a lot of artists, friends of mine, and other fandoms.
So but I will say I've got Patreon going, and it helps. My show is basically at least paying for itself. It's got that baseline. I will caution people on Patreon: be careful with your pledges. I owe people a lot of thank yous and projects, and I want to make an effort to take that away. They've been very patient with me, so I want you to know, people, I've not forgotten you. I just been slammed. I just graduated last week from.
Congrats, by the way.
Congratulations!
Yay.
That's like Tommy Oliver can do that kind of things because he has no job. That is his job. Patreon is his job. Making content is his job. Guys like me who have 40-hour-a-week jobs that have to pay bills and rent and truck payments and all that other kind of stuff. That's why you see my stuff sporadically, because guess what? I'm working for a living. And then I do my show every 2 weeks, and then I do a comedy bit every now and then, and I'll sing a song every now and then. So it's whenever I have time to do something. So hopefully I get more time to do stuff this year. But when you're working 40-hour-a-week jobs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've managed to find a good balance with that. I mean, I've
you're
had a
magic,
full-time career for several years, and I'm still
Yeah, but
making...
you know what, Doc? You're magic, so shut up.
That's right.
I admit it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of persistence. You cannot expect to suddenly do that much content over and over and over unless you're really, really dedicated.
Mhm.
Unless you're willing to put aside pretty much every other hobby that you've ever had fun with, and you're really enjoying making videos on a regular basis. I've been doing this for, oh goodness, over 19 months now, I think. Yeah, 3 to 5 videos for over 19 months, and I am working a full-time career on top of that.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared to be very, very persistent and very passionate about what you're doing. You have to love what you're doing. Otherwise, it's going to give you a mental break after one of these months.
Doc. Doc. Are you a wizard?
Say that again.
Are you a wizard?
Last I checked, no.
Oh,
You're not a wizard, Harry.
That's exactly what a wizard.
Showing up at your door.
That's exactly what a wizard would say. Seize him! Burn the witch! Burn the witch!
Yeah, but witch, can we burn it?
Oh, it's a fair cop.
All right. Well, did we have anything else we wanted to go over, or should we start winding this down?
Well,
I don't know, maybe if there's like last-minute questions or something. Yeah, like
We've got a couple of recurring questions. No, you can't join us on Skype.
we're not even
You
on
just
Skype.
can't.
Okay, I can see a quick question here. Doctor, where did you get that poster? I assume you are referring
That's
to...
not a poster.
It is not a poster. It is a towel, and it was given to me by someone else.
Doesn't wipe your bit with...
This was given to me by someone else.
Yes.
Oh, that's
This
cute.
was given to me by someone else. And even this was given to me by someone else.
So basically, all merchandise for gifts. Must be nice.
Every single
Did you get that stuff at a con or what?
given to me by other people. And this is a towel. Just remember that. It's not a poster.
He dries himself with Pinky's face.
all of the wrong imagery.
Ladies and gentlemen, I implore you. What have you come? What have we become?
I've become a toy collector.
Is this stuff handed to people at cons, or is this like your family and stuff?
Well, this was handed to me at Nightmare Nights. The ears was from somebody different, but they fit her head so perfectly that I gotta keep them on her. This was given to me by someone at a different con. This was the very first plushie I've ever owned, and thank you, by the way. And the little figurine of Fluttershy and this little towel, this was given to me as presents by my family. That's the extent of my MLP collection right now.
Wow.
You
how
people
does
in
that
your conventions.
Say that
Like,
again?
sorry. Anthony probably shares the same word, but living in Australia means that we hear about these cons and we can't go to them because that's $1,000 away. Like that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. The two of us, we're gonna start like a Indiegogo or something like that, and it's like, get us to BronyCon or something.
Yeah, I would.
If you two start a fundraiser, I will join in the festivities, and I will encourage people to help donate money to get you two out to BronyCon. I'd love
That
to
would
see
be
that
the
happen.
best thing.
I want to do Japan.
Well,
I wanna
hold
do
on.
Japan's
If
Comic
we're
Con.
just
Oh my
saying
goodness.
things out, cross-country flights are expensive too.
So I'd like to start the Abduct Anthony C Foundation, where we hire highly trained mercenaries with non-lethal techniques to tase him, load him in a body bag, transport him, and he'll wake up in time for a panel.
And if he doesn't, we'll tase him again.
I deserve this!
Somebody directed a question at me. How much time does it take to animate a simple action in Flash? Well, I suppose that sort of depends on what action means. Like, if you mean like lifting up a hoof, then that takes a couple of seconds. But if you mean like I don't know, like a clip, like maybe a 10-second clip, that's like a completely different thing. I don't know. Animating like doesn't really take too much time. It's like thinking up what I'm going to do to make it look good, which sort of takes more time. Which yeah, it's like
Then you animate that, it looks like ass, and then you redo it.
yeah, exactly.
Try and cut down on that as much as possible. It's a couple of seconds per action, but you've got like 20 layers, and you find and it's like okay, a couple of seconds on the hoof, and then on the mouth, and on the eye animation, and it's
and
you
then,
go
like,
back
individual.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like ultimately accumulation.
Yeah,
like
like
1 second is an accumulation of many seconds.
And that's why season 5 is taking until April. Yes.
There's like yeah, when you're animating a thing, like depending on how complex your animation is, like let's say theoretically you're doing everything. This person or pony is talking and walking and doing something with its hoof, then you have to do the lip syncing and go through the entire, let's say it's a 10-second clip, and then you go through the 10-second clip of the walking, and then the 10-second clip of the doing the thing with the hoof. It just like it all adds up, and like that's not even including the conceptualization of what you're gonna do with the animations. Just sort of yeah. So it does take longer than it sounds, even if it sounds like it doesn't take long, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
However long you think it takes, triple it.
Yeah.
And you're close.
Quadruple the
It's all
cost.
magic to me.
Okay, you got a $20,000 offer for that Luna Funko toy, Dusty.
What, the one with the broken tail?
No, I think you probably have
tail.
you want that toy.
Came right out of the box. Right like that. Broken tail. So I have to yes, everybody who's asking or thinking about it in your mind now, I have to put some glue in Luna's pond.
Wow, what a
I wasn't gonna say it.
What a plot
Maybe.
Thought
twist.
it. But anyway.
I think when you're making flank jokes, I think that's the signal we're hitting the limit.
We are.
I think we're at the limit.
But I do have a request for all our watchers, because I don't think A and Y Pony is amongst them. I'd just like you all to carry a message for me. Could you let him know? Come at me, brah.
Oh, I got one of them around here too.
Okay, yours looks more like the PlayStation toys.
No, it's an actual
How-
microphone. So.
It's why it's so colorful.
Yes, it's an actual microphone.
All right.
Well, I have an actual microphone, but it's really dull.
I'll bet you yours is better than mine. All right. Well, I think we've gone over quite a bit more than I had expected, but it's been a really enjoyable conversation. I'll give you that.
Yes.
I am sincerely grateful that we managed to pull this project together in time for the Christmas season. This was just a sort of idea, a bit of a dream at the beginning of November, and we had no idea whether it would even be possible, but with about a dozen people involved in this project over the course of about a month and a half, it turned out almost perfect.
Yeah.
And so much more than I ever thought possible, and I'm really grateful for everyone who helped to write the script and helped to create backgrounds and music and especially animation. I'm sure that was a lot of work for you, Reverie. And
Yeah. So, thanks.
I hope,
Just imagine if we actually planned something.
yeah. Next time, we will plan and we will provide everything, and hopefully we'll make something even better.
Yay!
Yay!
I don't
I love
believe
this plan.
you.
I'd like to thank everyone who took part in this conversation this evening, KP and her friend, and thanks to you, Silver Quill.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And to you, Sweetie Bloom.
Happy holidays and Happy New Year, everyone.
And Mr. Anthony C., of course.
You're welcome.
And I'm glad that we were able to get some time with Reverie.
That's no problem. It's good. Way good.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Mr. Dusty Cat, who was the one who originally suggested the idea, and I'm not sure if we ever would have pulled this together if you hadn't mentioned it.
Because I'm crazy, that's why. I'm just crazy.
So, thank you all for coming, and I hope everyone in the audience has enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that we'll all see you next time. In the meanwhile...
Subscribe.
Subscribe to all of us because we all do awesome stuff.
Right. In the meanwhile, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from each of you.